everybody, welcome back to Streaming Guitars. We're down here in the underground lair with a Schecter Stiletto Stealth 5 bass. It's got a 16-inch radius. It's got a big old, well, it's the Stingray style big old humbucker, and it's got a set of Schecter designed P bass pickups on it. Rosewood fingerboard. It's a maple neck, Goto tuners, Tusk Graphtec nut, or I said that backwards. And the body is made out of poplar. Let me see. I think it's poplar. Basswood. Okay, so it's a lightweight bass. But yeah, there you go. It's a sexy looking beast. He's added some stickers up here, and there's a silhouette of a trucker chick here that you see on the mud flaps on trucks. But active bass, 9 volt, 6 screws holding the neck on. And let's just tune it up and see where it is. Okay, so we're up to tune. I'm noticing a few things here. Noticing that we don't have any sharp fret ends. I know that he's working too hard because he's got probably 15 thou of relief. And so the truss rod, providing it works, which there's no reason it shouldn't, might bring this down to a reasonable level. Right now he's playing 9/64 at the 17th on the bass side and 8/64 on the treble side. And that's way too much work. I'm going to go ahead and we're also going to change strings. So I got to check the gauge to see if I can start my setup here on this set of strings and then switch over. But the first thing we do is realize that that's not the right size. Okay, that's the right size for that. We're going to need a Phillips head to take the truss rod cover off. This is a fairly new bass. I don't know if anyone's been in here or not. Well, he bought it from Sweetwater, so that it would have been through their setup process that they do for anything over $400. Okay. What do we have in there? It looks like a 4 mil. I happen to have a 4 mil right here. Let's see if it's a 4 mil. And of course the A string is right in the middle of the truss rod access. It is, and so the truss rod works. I'll relieve the tension on the strings here. And give it a little righty-tighty. I'll tune everything up and see where we're at. Alright, the new strings are 45 to 130s Black Beauty DRs with a high performance coating made in the USA. Let's see what are on here. $130 to $45. So it should be the same strings. Okay, yeah, so Sweetwater failed us. They didn't do the nut right. maximum is 22 thou, and 22 is probably about 24. Minimum is 18. I'd like to get to 20. So out come the files. Files. So the first one is a 120, so that means I gotta kind of do it like that and then like that. .22, let's see what we got. A little bit more. We don't want to take off too much because you can't put stuff back whenever you're done. Dang. All right. Hopefully that will do it. All right, boys and girls, we took our files. There's another one laying around here somewhere. Here it is. And we brought the big fat floppy B string because I didn't want it to flop so much and be clanging against the frets. Brought that down to 22 thou and brought everything else down to 21, and then finally on the G we brought it down to 20. So very playable whenever you play your first and second frets. You're not going to be pulling it out of tune simply by playing the note. Off come these strings and on go the DR Black Beauties, and we'll get it set up. Now, gotta say that once, as far as Sweetwater's concerned, they did, once I got the get on the right fret, goofball. Okay, when I did get it down to where it should be, they got the string action right where it should be. So unless there's some sort of big change that happens with the new Black Beauties, I'm probably not going to have to change the string height. All right. How do I put strings on a bass that doesn't have the basic normal end? I use frog tape because it's sticky, keeps the ball end there. And how do you figure out how long? And how do you figure out how long to cut the string? The string wants to live here. Whoops, it wants to live here. So we're going to cut it a hair longer than 2 posts beyond where it wants to live. And that's how we do that. Put it in the hole, all the way down, bend it, and turn. Always wrapping below the previous wrap. These black strings are going to be killer looking on here. And before I get the string tight, I'm going to bend it towards me on the other side of the post just to help with the setting in of the string. That's part of the stretching that you have to do. So that gives us a good 2.5 wraps. And that's how you do that. I'm going to finish the next 3 strings and we'll be back. Okay, boys and girls, look at this. That is one sexy beast. That with black strings, super mirror-like shine on the frets. We've got our strings height set at 6/64. 6/64. This is saying a little more than 4/64. Same, same, and same, but there's no fret buzz. So I'm going to let it sit because I know that just by doing a brief setup to the original strings, these have a higher tension than the original strings. So I had to release the truss rod and kind of start over. But it's good to have like a starting point. So just what did we do? We lowered the nut slots. We're 22 thou here and 21, 21, and 20 and 20 thousandths. I'm not going to do intonation until all the wood stops moving, but that's where we're at. Cleaned with simple green. Hit F1 on here. You saw it in the fast forward video. Polish with fret eraser, then up to 32 thousandths of micro mesh, and restrung with the Black Beauties, and I think that looks killer. What do you think? That's a beautiful bass. Alright, boys and girls, we're back here with our Schecter, what is this thing? Stealth 5, yes. And we have got ourselves 6/64ths, about 5.5/64ths, 4/64ths, 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 and we are intonated, and no fret buzz. We use the super cool, let's get it in the picture, the super cool locking bridge to, it was really easy to intonate. So yeah, man, that's a sexy guitar. Want to check to make sure there's no noise in the electronics. So we're going to plug it into the noisemaker, which is just a little microcube amp. So it's not going to sound like a bass, but it makes noise. I guess that's the, let's see here. Yeah, that's the selector, and the detent is both pickups. That's your treble. And your bass. Double check everything again. 6, a little over 5, 4, 4, 4. That's a low fast fingerboard there, 16-inch radius. Okay, boys and girls, we came back down to the underground lair after work, and our Schecter all blackout guitar. Oh, it looks so awesome with these Black Beauty strings. Anyhow, we're tuned up to pitch, and let's see where things ended up. 17th fret, we want 12th thou, somewhere between 10 and 14 is where they want it to be. Basically get it to where it is and doesn't buzz. So that's just barely fitting under the string there. Now our string height is also super low and fast. Now I do have the B string sitting at 6/64. Also the same on the E. And then we're at 5/64 on the D, or the A. The D is at 5/64 and the G is between 4 and 5/64. Not quite down there, but not quite as high. We have our pickup height set, we have our intonation set. So I think we're in good shape here. So give Buddy a call to tell him to get it out of here, and yeah, call it done, man. Schecter Stealth 5. Beautiful guitar. See if you can make out the sticker there on the back. There we go. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thanks again for joining us down here in the underground lair. If you live in the Pittsburgh area and you'd like to have your axe sharpened, please send me a message on Facebook, Stringman Guitars. You can also reach me at stringmanguitars@gmail.com. And if you gained anything out of this video, please hit like, hit subscribe, hit the bell. I would love you for a long time. Take care of your neighbor. Take care of the old folks. Be good to one another. Peace. Have a great night and a great weekend. Coming up, 2 Squire Guitars.